Once upon a time, in a small village hidden between quiet blue mountains, lived a 24-year-old young man named Ethan. Though the world around him was peaceful, his inner world was breaking apart. His mind never rested. Memories of a painful past pulled him backward, while fears of an uncertain future pushed him forward. Day after day, he felt trapped inside thoughts he couldn't escape. Nights brought no sleep. Mornings brought no hope. The villagers saw him as calm, but inside, he carried a storm no one else could hear. An ache that made even the simplest moments feel unbearably heavy. Far away from Ethan's quiet village, high in the silent, misty hills, people often whispered about a wise old man. They said he once lived in a crowded city as a respected psychologist, guiding broken hearts and restless minds. But with age, he left the noise and chose a small, hidden mountain village where nature breathed peace. Travelers claimed that anyone who reached him with a troubled soul never returned the same. These whispers spread slowly from village to village, until they finally reached Ethan. For the first time in months, a small spark of hope flickered inside him. That night, Ethan sat alone beside his window, listening to the cold wind brushing against the mountains. The rumors of the wise old man echoed in his mind, again and again. What if he can help me? For the first time, the thought didn't feel impossible. With a deep breath, Ethan made his decision. At sunrise, he packed a small bag. No luxury, no comfort, just hope. He walked through forests, crossed rocky paths, and climbed steep hills. Days passed. His feet ached, his body weakened, but his heart kept whispering, "Keep going." And so he did, step after step. After days of exhaustion, Ethan finally reached the quiet hill village. Soft sunlight fell over the small wooden houses, wrapped in vines and gentle greenery, and there, on a simple porch, sat the wise old man, eyes closed, still, peaceful, as if the world itself had stopped to breathe. Ethan stepped closer, his voice trembling. "Sir, my mind is restless. I can't find peace. Please, help me." Slowly, the old man opened his eyes, and a warm, knowing smile appeared. "Sit with me, child," he said softly. "You've carried a heavy storm for too long." At that moment, Ethan felt seen. The old man slowly stood up and led Ethan into a small, quiet yard behind the house. Without saying a word, he picked up a clear glass and filled it with water, all the way to the very top. Not a drop more, not a drop less. The surface trembled gently, ready to spill with the slightest shake. He placed the glass in Ethan's hands. "Walk," he said softly. "Go to the edge of the village and return. But remember, do not spill even a single drop." Ethan stared at the trembling water, confused, yet strangely determined. With the glass trembling in his hands, Ethan stepped onto the narrow village road. People moved around him, children laughing, shopkeepers calling customers, dogs barking in the distance. The world was loud, alive, unpredictable, yet Ethan did not look up. His entire focus rested on the thin line of water at the brim. One wrong step, one distraction, and it would spill. He walked slowly, carefully, every breath measured, every movement controlled. For the first time in years, his mind wasn't wandering to the past or the future. It was here, only here, with the glass. After a long, careful walk, Ethan finally returned to the old man's porch. His hands were slightly shaking, but the water in the glass remained untouched. He let out a soft breath. "I did it," Ethan whispered. "Not a single drop spilled." The old man smiled gently. "Good," he said. "But tell me, did you see the children playing on the roadside? Did you hear the dogs barking? Did you notice the people calling out?" Ethan blinked, confused. "No, I didn't notice anything. I was only focused on the glass." The old man's smile deepened, as if Ethan had discovered something important without even realizing it. The old man placed a gentle hand on Ethan's shoulder, his voice soft, yet filled with truth. "That," he said, "is the secret you have been searching for." Ethan looked at him, puzzled. The old man continued, "When your mind lives only in the present moment, not in yesterday's pain, not in tomorrow's fear, everything becomes quiet, just like your walk. You didn't hear the noise because your mind chose one thing, the now." Ethan felt a sudden warmth in his chest, as if a heavy door inside him had finally opened. For the first time, he understood. Ethan stood silently, letting the old man's words sink deep into his heart. The mountains around him felt different now, softer, calmer. It was as if the world hadn't changed. Only he had. For the first time in years, his mind wasn't fighting itself. No past pulling him back, no future dragging him forward. He bowed his head with gratitude. "Thank you," he whispered, his voice trembling. "I finally understand." As Ethan walked back through the village, the same noise surrounded him. Yet everything felt peaceful. Because the storm wasn't outside, it had always been inside. And now, it was gone. In the end, Ethan realized that every challenge he faced had quietly shaped him into someone stronger, wiser, and more patient. His journey taught him that even the smallest acts of courage can change the direction of a story. As he stepped forward into the unknown, he carried with him the lessons of trust, resilience, and hope. And just like Ethan, we are all writing our own stories. One choice, one moment, one step at a time. The adventure doesn't end here. It simply turns the page. If this journey touched your heart, don't forget to like, share, and follow for more stories that inspire, heal, and remind us that we are never alone.